2021 is here, and so are the new fashion trends. But are they that new? And besides, why should we care so much about fashion trends when we are staying mostly inside and having little to no social interactions? One reason would be that fashion trends, as any other trend, tell a lot about how we react to changes around us, be they social, political, or economic. If we were to sum up this year's fashion trends in one word, that would be escapism. Our clothes will speak about our need for comfort and feeling safe and strong. Most of the trends of 2021 are actually nothing new, just past styles reimagined to match modern tastes and expectations. It's already the norm for the fashion industry to take inspiration from past decades. But it hasn't really given us any new, unseen styles for at least 20 years. I believe that 2021 will mix fun and carefree with bold and steady, and we'll see why in a few minutes. But first, let's look a bit at the focus points in our wardrobe. It started last season, but is here to stay. I'm talking about the focus on the shoulders, neck and sleeves, in short, the upper body. We'll see lots of 1890s inspired leg of mutton sleeves, bishop sleeves, or 1940s sharp shoulders, all complemented by dainty Edwardian necklines, pilgrim or Peter Pan collars, plus lots of colorful pussy bows, frills and scarves. Necklaces are also a must-have. Here you can opt for layered metal chains, especially in gold, or for the more playful 60s-inspired necklaces. Also, why not trying some headscarves and turbans? It looks like we want to be swallowed by all those volumes and accessories. Why? Because we don't show much skin when we don't feel safe. And as in your eye as they may seem, in fact these clothes ease our mind, because behind them we feel protected. Let's think a bit at animal behavior. When feeling threatened, most animals would react by making themselves look bigger, displaying all their assets, be they crazy colors, patterns, or weapons. Our reaction to the struggles we still face due to the changes last year brought in is actually similar, only that in our case, our assets are our clothes. Also, let's pretend we didn't care that much about our appearance before. But when you see your face in that Zoom meeting as well, that changes the game, because you become more self-conscious. Now let's jump into the first trend. This year, we want to experiment in terms of patterns and prints. Remember we spoke about animals? That leopard in the savannah or that gorgeous exotic bird is something your eye can't miss. It's the same for clothes, and this abundance of prints and patterns speaks of our desire to be seen, telling the others we are still here. In short, having to respect social distancing, we will let our clothes speak for us more than ever. And anything will work: tie-dye, graphic, art-inspired, or totally peculiar prints. But I want to focus on florals, because in 2021 they really make a statement. They have appealed to us for hundreds of years, and each fashion period had its own taking on the floral motifs. Be they intricate and romantic, bold and dark, or avant-gardist. And we are not through with them. On the contrary, in 2021 we'll see a clash of florals and flowers that will look even more abundant thanks to the volumes frills and extra fabric bring into the look. But flowers are not enough. Wild plants, animals, birds and insects from all ecosystems will join in as well, until we'll be enveloped in nature. The nature we all longed for these past months. If we can be close to it, we'll bring it even closer to us, because after all we are part of it and it will always make us feel free, happy and calm. This season, the long floral dress takes inspiration from the 70s, that in turn took inspiration from the Victorian and Edwardian era. And that is no coincidence. When times are hard, we always tend to look towards the past and idealize it. It so happened in the 70s as well, a decade that saw the rise of protests for human rights, massacres, useless wars, and serial killers on the rise. This naive escape into better times translated then, just as it does now, into floral prints. The white dress is also a 70s-inspired item, which again draws from the iconic Edwardian white dress, worn in hot season for walks, picnics and teas. The white dress speaks about when we were allowed, had time and the mood to enjoy a simple life with our loved ones. But the white dress takes from more recent decades as well, reinterpreting and reimagining volumes and structures and experimenting with textiles, especially textiles that flow, that hug the body and allow us to move easily. The miniskirt is back. 2021 goes for extremes, and we will probably see a myriad of short and long skirts alike. Designer Mary Quant is credited for taking the miniskirt from the street and into her fashion house, validating it as a trend for the better part of the 60s. She was one of the first designers to take note and get inspired by the street style, and not the other way around, as it was the custom till the 50s. The young generation of the 60s was the first to create a generation gap between parents and children. They disapproved of the judgment of their older, wiser parents who chose to fight wars over peace. Clothes were their way of saying they are innocent and do not wish to be touched by the corrupted reality. So they dressed like children, literally. The skirts came in bold colors and prints and were complemented by equally colorful and crazy patterned hosiery, of which we will see a lot this year as well. Don't forget your big sunglasses and go all the way in by adding a headscarf. As for pants, although the low rise of the 2000 might come back, I believe we will stay with the high-waisted pants from the past few seasons with the same loose fit, because again, comfort. In 2021, we'll get our feet into platforms and chunky blocks. The reason for this 70s-inspired shoe trend is the same as for clothes. The need to feel both comfortable and steady in order to confront the not-so-safe reality. So we can expect to see shoes with straps and coverage, like the Oxfords or the Mary Janes. The under-the-knee boots we started to see last year are still here, and if they are white, they will match perfectly with both the long dresses and the miniskirts. When it comes to colors, stay away from neons, but embrace pastels. These candy-like colors with a very 80s Miami Beach vibe put your eye and mind at ease. reminding us of a sunny summer day of ice cream, relaxation, and fun. On the other side of the spectrum, there are the jewel tones we saw on most runways last season. The deep and rich ruby reds, sapphire blues, purples, and emerald greens are all colors that in the past were being worn only by powerful people. Before being industrially produced, dye was extremely costly, so only rich people could afford it. And besides, sumptuary laws stated clearly who and what color they should wear. So there is no wonder these tones ground us and make us look and feel powerful. Fishnets, glitter, and fringes. Even if we don't see much of them, fishnets are an unconventional way of spicing up your look. Egyptians were big fans of fishnets, so there's a lot of styling inspiration right there. Up until the punk rock subcultures of the 80s, we don't see them in public very much, because fishnets were taboo in the past, reserved for cabaret dancers and the stage in general. If we can't go to the club, let the club come to us. Options vary from 20s-inspired metallic looks to the glam rock or disco sparkle. Together with fishnets, fringes are as old as time, coming from the Babylonians and the Mycenaeans. But it's flappers that made them iconic. What all these elements have in common is the idea of dynamism. We definitely move less, so when we do, we want to emphasize that movement. And wearing fringes, glitter, or fishnets is like making a ripple in the water. Our presence is more fluid and stays longer. That's all from me for today, but please don't leave before sharing with us your favorite trend of 2021 and stick around for more content like this. Thank you very much for watching, take care, until next time, roll in style.